Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have an article that I don't know how to take it. I didn't read it, I read only the title and I said, this might be interesting. But from the title, I don't really know what to make out of it. So let's see how we can interpret it, because it's very weird. So here it is. It's coming from Sputnik, and it's from today, March 11th, 2023. German intelligence says 61 extremists left for Ukraine since last year, report. Now, without reading further, let me ask a few questions. Are the Germans celebrating? Are they crying? What's the purpose? I mean, as a German, I would probably celebrating, because I'm thinking, oh, phew, I'm got rid of these guys. On the other hand, I would say, hey guys, here they go. Your volunteers are coming. That's one thing. And the other one is what? Are they crying because they left them and say, we want you back, guys, so we can use you for implementing whatever agenda we have to limit the Germans' rights and use you as a, I don't know, boogeyman? And anyway, let's see the article. German intelligence is aware of 61 extremists, I'm quoting, and politically motivated criminals, end quote, from Germany, who have traveled eastward to Ukraine since the start of the conflict last winter, local media reported Saturday. Of them, at least 29 are believed to be still in Ukraine, a German daily cited sources from the German security community as saying. The BFV intelligence, or BFV, so let's call it BFV intelligence agency, did not say whether they were involved directly in the fighting and on which side. All right, interesting. The newspaper also cited federal police as saying that 31 of the identified extremists stood to the right of the political spectrum. A further 24 were classified as supporters of, and I'm quoting, foreign ideology of extremism. So vague. Why don't you call it? What do you mean, foreign ideology of extremism? Like communism? Or what? While a handful, others were religious fanatics. Ooh, what? Is such a thing possible? One person was labeled as a left-leaning extremist. How did I know that? The report said. Oh, man. The Russian Defense Ministry suggests that foreign fighters in Ukraine number in thousands. It says it has evidence that mercenaries from over 60 countries have been fighting alongside Ukrainian armed forces and sees their presence in the conflict zone as a form of Western support for Kiev, on top of military funding and weapons delivery. Well, so again, 61. Well, let's be a little bit Christians here. You have to love your enemy, and you can, leave everything and follow me, right? And you're going to redeem yourself. There's a lot of things, and your sins will be washed. So maybe they go over there for a rebirth, a different kind of rebirth through sacrifice. Some people do that, or they just go over there because, when you are fighting, I don't know if you're aware, and you are, an infantryman, you go from house to house. And when you go to house, you have an automatic weapon, and whomever is in the house, they usually don't have weapons. So you know where I'm going with this? All right, so there are some criminals, could be some criminals who go over there for personal gain, not for religious enlightenment or anything like that. That's one thing. The other one, it doesn't matter if you're an extremist and you go over there and fight for a certain kind of ideology that you think is right, as long as you don't commit a crime in the name of that ideology that you might support. They'll go over there maybe pushed by a love for Ukraine. Maybe they are Ukrainian. I'm just talking. I don't know. might be Ukrainian, might be Romanian, might be Russian, might be whatever, that go over there and fight for the truth and love and happiness. Or they might go over there and they identify as Russians and they go to fight for the Russian. Some of them might identify themselves as Ukrainians. Some of them are, who knows? Some of them might be communist, but what's the idea between, what's the connection between communists going and fight over there? They're fighting whom? I don't know who a communist would fight against what over there. Capitalist? He lives in a capitalist country to start with, so there would be a lot of, how do you call it, hypocrisy. So I don't know, volunteers, as I said before in other videos, volunteers are not only those guys who go over there, you know, with, or they are volunteers because they go on their own will and decision. They make their own decision, but not all of them are inspired by what we are we're led to believe here by the mass media. Only the desire to defend the Ukraine from the evil Russians and leave everything behind and so on. But I don't want to say too much about that because I know there are some good people who go and sacrifice their lives for an ideal. And I'm not talking for those. Those who go over there, either side, good for them. You sacrifice for something greater than you. Altruism, there you go, and with your own life. I'm talking about others, and I'm pretty sure there are this kind of others that are just grifters, drifters, losers that have nothing. They have nothing. That's the only thing that they go over there and hope to get, I don't know, to rob somebody, to find something, to do some evil thing. And there are some others that I have to say who come from a military background, and that's the only thing they identify with. Those are not good ones, and either, that have live in a shitty house, don't have a job, went to the military, and they feel that their lives is zero, and they go over there. You say, well, sometimes we give certain people too much, how should I put it? Too much love and depth in thinking. No, you have to go, as I said many times, go around the block a few times, and then when you meet a lot of people in a different kind of environment, you get to know the people, not what the mass media tells you, your teacher, your books that are beautiful, and we are all that. You meet people, and you realize how much they think, how much we think, how they behave, why they are in the situation when they are. It's not because you have a billionaire getting the money and reaps the skies. Sometimes it is, but if that person does it illegally, should go to jail. If not, leave the guy alone. So there are some people who I'm saying are just have nothing else. I don't know if you remember, and I know I don't like to give examples from the movies because movies are scripts. Someone wrote a script and did whatever they want, but sometimes it's good because especially my Western friends watched movies and you can give it an example. It helps as an image. It was one time, again, Rambo, Sylvester Stallone in one of the 50,000 Rambos that he played in. I can't remember which one that was, but he said at one point after he did what he did, I don't know, killed on this and that, he was crying, or I don't know if it was Rambo 1 or not, he was crying and he was saying that that's the only thing he knows. He has nothing else, but that's the only thing he's good at. And that's his life. So some people are like that, just to make a comparison. Some people are like that. That's the only thing that they feel proud of, being able to fight. And they go over there. Yes, pushed by the desire to fight, by feeling important in themselves, useful, and maybe they identify with certain ideologies. I don't know, nowadays you're extremist if you say that there's, I don't know, if you say the women the man cannot get pregnant or something, you get in trouble. You're an extremist if you say something like this. I mean, really. Now, if you say obvious things like it's a day and night, oh my God, no, it's not only day or night. It's whatever nature identifies as at the moment. You know what I mean? And if you don't go by that, because a very, very small minority, I might say, of people who unfortunately try to tell us how to speak, how to behave, what's acceptable in speech, what's not acceptable. It's like there are the speech police. And unfortunately, this catches up the victimhood mentality. And therefore, extremist, you can be extremist, I don't know, if you dress nicely and you're not sloppy because you're too clean or something. Things like this. Like, for instance, I remember when I went somewhere, I'm not going to mention where, and I was all prepared. I had all my documents, all my paperwork, everything dressed normal, I would say, but normal meaning, clean, nice. I would say decent. It was nothing extraordinary. Everything organized as it should be. So when I went over there, I met this person. That person told me that I have something to hide. I said, no. Why would you think that? Why, you are too organized. You are too clean. So I said, that's a bad thing? Apparently, it was a bad thing that I was too clean, too good to be true or something. I don't know, because all my documents, my paperwork was clean, put in a folder nicely, notes, everything was good, and I was organized, disciplined. I had my pen right here, put it back here, and all that. So again, I don't know what extremist might mean for those guys over there that said, oh, left or right and so on. If you have a weasel determining who's an extremist, everyone will be extremist besides the person who makes the assessment. Anyway, this is it, my friends. We don't know who went over there. I don't know if Germany celebrates or they want them back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.